Peeps, Aleks Mickelland here, and without a moment to spare, I've compiled the 10th edition of my Euro 2012 previews, thanks to the viewers' popular demand. And today, we've got a team looking to make the first page of its new era, a golden one. Italy is in the spotlight. I've mentioned in an earlier video that Germany was the most successful European team to date, but Italy comes a very close second. Built off the foundations of defense as well as prolific goal scoring, the Azzurri are often at times a force to be reckoned with internationally. In their history, Italy's reached every World Cup except for 1930 and 1958, and have tasted the championship 4 times. In 1934, 1938, 1982, and 2006. One off of Brazil's all-time record. They've also been runners-up in 1970 and 1994, and also claimed the bronze medal in front of their home fans in 1990. The Euro history, not too shabby either, to the tune of being the champions of Euro 1968, runners-up in 2000, and semi-finalists in both 1980 and 1988. No doubt they're a very decorated team, with players like Giuseppe Meazza, Luigi Riva, Gianni Rivera, Giacinto Facchetti, Dino Zoff, Marco Tardelli, Gaetano Scirea, Paolo Rossi, Giuseppe Bergami, Toto Scalacci, Roberto Baggio, Franco Baresi, Paolo Maldini, Francesco Totti, Fabio Cannavaro, and Alessandro Del Piero, all representing the national team with pride. But since that last success 6 years ago, the Azzurri have stumbled as of late, resulting in the team being bounced from the 2010 World Cup in the first round, as the defending champions no less, to the likes of Slovakia, Paraguay, and New Zealand. Needless to say, not one to write home about. But since the hiring of Cesare Prandelli, the Italian national team has begun to retool the roster and their tactics to good effect. The Euro 2012 campaign will be throwing a few newcomers into the fray, and they'll be looking to endear themselves to the fans with a good showing here. Italy's always been known for their world-famous defensive capabilities, living up to that reputation by conceding just 2 goals through their 10 qualifying games. That's mighty impressive. And captaining the unit at the back is goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon, who's heavily experienced, has got outstanding shot-stopping ability, and is a remarkable defensive organizer. One of the best keepers in the world, with the accolades to prove it. Guaranteed to be in front of him is Giorgio Chiellini, an extremely hard-working, consistent, and durable defender of only the highest quality. Joining him will be 3 of Christian Maggio, Ignazio Abate, Leonardo Bonucci, Andrea Barzagli, and Federico Balzaretti. Each has a unique skill set in addition to the stern, defensive-minded focus that you usually see with Italian defenders, past and present. Moving up the field now, you've got the irrepressible Andrea Pirlo in the heart of midfield. Enjoying a renaissance season with Juventus this year, he's got top-class vision, passing and setup play, and is an absolute nightmare from dead ball situations. I'm sure many goalkeepers would love to have some of those back. Next to him is Roma's Daniele De Rossi, who brings a great deal of hustle, positional sense, and technical ability, allowing him to play a variety of positions in midfield and even defense. In front, you've got the brilliance of Antonio Cassano, whose overall skill in the ball is a thing of beauty. Not to mention, he's also a deadly scorer. Finally, we have Mario Balotelli. Insanely talented on the ball, an outstanding physical specimen, and an eye for goal. He could very well be the X factor for this group, if given the playing time and midfield service needed to assert himself. Now, despite the numerous gifted players on the roster with Italy, they do have a few areas of concern that may prove to hinder them here in Poland and Ukraine. Players like De Rossi, Pirlo, Montolivo, and Claudio Marchisio are all undoubtedly talented midfielders. Problem is, they're all primarily central midfielders. And because of the tendency to play through the middle, this will result in some narrow spacing on the pitch, opening themselves up to teams who utilize the wings effectively. On top of that, despite the abundance of promising strikers that they've got, each has a little flaw that may prove somewhat costly at this stage. Sebastian Giovinco's very skilled, but he's never going to fit the target man archetype, and can be outmuscled by larger defenders. He's not the type of single striker you'd want on your team, but he is good as a support. Cassano just got back from his heart ailment, remind you, so it remains to be seen if he'll be on form. And Balotelli, despite all his talent and genius, is one of the biggest head cases football's ever seen. His attitude has caused many problems for coach and teammates in the past, and he's already threatened to leave the team should the issue of racism be brought up in the crowds. If he does manage to put the team before himself, however, Italy can only benefit from this. I like what this team's doing right now. Italy's got a nice thing going on here with all the young talent being drafted in and given an opportunity and a chance to excel, especially with a more offensively focused approach that Prandelli's putting in. I've got them ending up in second place in Group C. That's right, number 2. They're not at the level of Spain just yet, but I tell you, they should be good enough to emerge over Croatia and Ireland. For once, all indications point to an Italian team that should be fun to watch. They even got me excited this time around, and I usually don't cheer for Italy. But this time, I can't wait to see how they'll fare here. And that's a wrap for Italy. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And get ready for my upcoming video, where I tell you how I've got Ireland ending up in Euro 2012. Until tomorrow, I'm Aleks Mickelland, and you're watching Euro 2012 Predictions on AMTV.